Hey, welcome back. We are looking at dividing integers here. So, ding, ding, ding. All right, multiplication and division are related, right? We know this. Multiplication undoes division, and division undoes multiplication. So, if I was going to write this here, I'm going to use a different color here. If I was going to write this as a division statement, I can write it in two ways. I can go 15 divided by 3 is equal to 5, or 15 divided by 5 is equal to 3. Okay, same over here. I can go 14 divided by 2 is equal to 7, and 14 divided by 7 is equal to 2. We know this. Okay, now I have 3 times negative 5 equals negative 15. I can do this the same way. I have minus 15 divided by 3 is equal to minus 5. And then I can do it minus 15 divided by minus 5 is equal to 3. And over here, I can go minus 14 divided by minus 2, and that is going to be equal to 7. Negative 14 divided by 7 is equal to negative 2. All right. Are there any patterns that you think, looking here, that will help you make a generalization about division like we did about multiplication? Well, here I have a negative times a positive, and it equals a negative, right? Here I have a negative times a positive, it equals a negative. Here I have a negative divided by a positive, it equals a negative. And I have a negative divided by a negative is equal to a positive. So this is something that I want you to hold in your head, right? So with multiplication, a positive times a positive equals a positive. A positive times a negative equals a negative times a positive equals a negative times a negative equals a positive. So if I'm looking at these questions, what would I fill in here? Is that a negative or is it a positive? Well, I have a negative and a negative in the answer, so this needs to be a positive, right? All right, what about the next one? 2 plus negative 3 equals 6. Well, I have a negative and my answer is a positive, so this has to be a negative, right? Okay, what about this one? I have 3 times 4 equals 12, so one of these numbers would definitely have to be a negative. All right, what would go here? So my first thing that I would ask myself is, what times 3 is going to equal 12? So I would write that in there, 4. Then I need to think about my sign. Is it a positive or is it a negative? Well, I have a negative here and a negative here, so it has to be a positive. All right, what patterns are you seeing here, and what generalization can you make? What rule can you make from this? So just pause the video and give it a quick think here. All right, so a pattern here is these are all positives, these are all negatives, and the answers are all negatives. These are all negatives, and these are all negatives, and the answers, whoops, this should not be there, are all positive. Okay, so the generalization that I'm hoping that you're coming to here is 2 positives make a positive, right? Positive divided by positive is a positive. A negative divided by a positive is a negative. And positive divided by a negative is a positive, or is a negative, blah. And a negative divided by a negative is a positive. All right, I got a worksheet for you, and we're going to have a little bit of a review tomorrow, so make sure you got it done.